Hello everybody. Today we're going to be showcasing my level 30 invasion build. This is going to be a Flamberge build, as you can see in the left there. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, this build is, like I said, a Flamberge build. And let's just jump right into the stats. So, level 30, you are going to want to be hollow, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. This build puts a lot of stats into Vigor, because you want a very large health pool if you're going to run a sort of poise greatsword build. You're going to be trading a lot, and it's just nice to be a little more survivable when you're fighting 3v1, which you will be quite a bit. We started with a Thief class, so the attunement is just base attunement. We have put, I believe, 0 points into endurance. Vitality we actually did put quite a number of stats into. Strength will put 1 additional point. The Thief starts with 9, and you're going to want to set that to 10. And the reason for that is because we are using some rings that buff our stats later to get us to our requirements to use the Flamberge. Dexterity, the Thief starts with 13, so you only need to put an additional 1 into there to get your base dexterity. Intelligence we just leave alone, same with Faith. And then Luck, we're actually only going to go to 17. I believe the Thief starts with 14 Luck, if I remember correctly. But you're not actually going to want to get it to the 20 that it shows there. And the reason for that is because we are using a hollow cestus. And like I said, you're going to want to be hollow, obviously. And the hollow cestus at +2 and +3 will give you 3 additional luck if you're a hollow. This only works if it is in your current hand, so if you switch off to your dark hand, you're actually going to lose your luck. So you see there, it goes down to 17. This works if you are one-handing the weapon or two-handing it, and that is mostly just there for the bleed buildup on our Flamberge. It doesn't really help with a whole lot of anything else, but now let's get into the equipment. So, rings are probably the most important one. I use Prisoner's Chain because it increases your vigor, endurance, and vitality. The damage you take from it doesn't, or the extra damage you take from it doesn't really matter. It's very marginal. Second important ring is going to be the Knight's Ring, and this is going to give us +5 to our strength, which is why we are only going to go to 10 strength with our actual stats. And then the Ring of Favor does basically the same thing as the Prisoner's Chain, just lets us wear heavier armor, makes us a little tankier, and gives us some artificial stamina, which is going to be very important for the big swingy sword. Your third ring slot can kind of be whatever you want. Sun Princess ring is always a good choice. Get that regen in there. Estus ring is not bad since we have such a high health bar. You're going to get a lot of value out of this. I would not recommend Hunter's ring because when we talk about the weapons a little bit later, you're not going to get any scaling out of Dex. You only need Dex for the requirements. And especially because at low level invasions, you kind of just want more health. The damage scaling from your stats is it kind of doesn't matter until later in the game. So you're gonna get a lot more value out of putting your points into health, being tankier, and just allowing the base damage of your weapon do all the work. And as you're gonna see, it's quite an amount of damage. The other rings that I like to use in this slot are the Night Slayer ring, because a lot of people at low level are going to try and hide behind shields. And if you've got this on, it's just going to be free staggers, and then you're going to cut their health in half. And it feels really, really good. Because you're hollow, you can also wear the Untrue Dark Ring. Not actually sure if you have to be hollow to use it, but that's how you get it. And this is just for Fashion Souls, if you're into that. And then the other one is the Phantom Ring, if you want to be a sneaky little bastard and dress up like a good guy while you're invading. But that is it for rings. Everything else is pretty much set in stone. For items, obviously, you just want as much flask as you can. Carthus Rouge, and you might be asking, well, hey, isn't your Flamberge already a bleed weapon? And yes, it is, but we're not going to give it a blood infusion, we're actually going to give it a heavy infusion. And that's just because the base damage on the heavy infusion is worth a lot more, plus you can still buff it with the Carthus Rouge. And you're going to get a lot of bleed procs that way. More so than you would out of just a blood infused Flamberge. And on top of that, the damage on the blood infusion is not nearly as good as with the heavy infusion. So there's that. I've got Dark Hand on here just for fun. I don't really use it a whole lot, especially because it'll take your luck down when you switch off to it from the Caestus. But yeah, it's always fun to just grab somebody. And that is it for the build. Let's go on ahead and get into some of the invasions. So at level 30, you're going to be invading between Farron Keep and Catacombs of Carthus quite a bit. These three nodes are really where you're going to find the most opponents. Looks like we've got some people at Farron Keep, so let's head there. We could bring moss clumps, but I haven't found that they're all that important all the time. They do help if your opponent's running, because you're going to want to chase them all the way through the swamp. Obviously you're going to not want to be taking that poison. You don't have a lot of regen, especially because you're using your Cestus for the hollow infusion, rather than any kind of blessed gem or the regen shield, which I always forget the name of. So let's get into it. We're looking for an absolute unit. Kinda hoping this guy's gonna have a lot of armor, because I want to test this against a tankier build. When your opponents have pretty low health, this build just shreds them, obviously. We've got a little knight guy. Give him a little hello. Seems pretty cool. Like I was saying, the range on this build is honestly really, really nice. And with that high poise, you can tank a lot. You saw that blood proc just absolutely wreck that guy. GG, brother. Alright, let's go check out the cleansing chapel. This is not my favorite place to invade, just because the AI here is a bit odd. You can invade a lot of people right in the bonfire area. Every once in a while you'll catch somebody just coming into the area, but most of the time they're going to at least have one or two of these doors open, and then the rest of the fights are going to happen out in the courtyard where all those little zombies are. And these zombies can be quite irritating, because as an invader you can't chop them down to get through them. You can swing your sword, and it'll usually pull you through them, but it's a bit awkward sometimes. These guys, what I'm talking about. So fights here can be a bit funny sometimes. But most of your fights are going to take place around here. Hey, hello, brother. Another katana. Alright. Looks like he's ready. One thing about this build is that it's pretty easy to overextend your swings, so you don't want to be immediately chaining light attacks together like that, unless you know you're going to hit. What I do like about this build is just the amount of tankiness that it has. See right there, I ran out of stamina. Feel kind of bad. That guy didn't have a whole lot of health. But that's what you're going to find at this low soul level is you're going to run into a lot of mages, a lot of sort of faith builds that rely on healing and that don't have the most health just because they have to put so many points into other stats in order to get their damage output. So I'm going to have to talk to this guy at some point. Him being there is annoying, to say the least. I'm hoping to see a phantom in this next one, just to show the damage output against the phantoms, because obviously they're going to have lower health as well. But I found that you can usually catch them in 4 hits if they don't get a heal off. This guy's still here, so he's probably in the building. Oh. This guy's ready. Is he? Hello. Well, this guy is... Oh, there's a blue. Alright, I was just about to leave, but... Hello, blue. One weapon I have been struggling against is the straight swords with this build. But I don't know if that is a me thing or if that's a build thing, because straight swords always fuck with me. They always have a little more range than you think they're gonna have. So you can trade really well with them, but unfortunately, especially the Irithel straight sword, it's gonna stagger you out of your animations if you're not fast enough. Oof. Just like that. GG, brother. So yeah, you can see the damage output against the phantoms is pretty nuts. And with that, we are out of here. Goodbye. That's what I'm talking about with these silly zombies. If you're stuck on them, you can sort of swing, and it'll sometimes pull you through them like that. This guy's dead, so he's gonna be in here probably. I'm always worried that people are gonna be hiding around these corners, but it's never really happened yet. Hello. Whoa, brother. That's how it is. Let's dance. Oh, you wanna... I haven't got that one up. I know he's trying to waste my buff, but we've got plenty. Oh, where is it? Here it is. Alright. Alright. It's enough gesturing. Do it, brother. I like the running attacks against dualies, because they don't have a lot to just easily parry you with unless they swap off. This guy's actually got quite an amount of health here. The other nice thing about the heavy weapons in this game is that the tracking is actually a lot better than you would think it is. I know I'm saying that about a whatever 10-year-old game or however long this Dark Souls has been out for. There's that tracking. There's that poise coming in handy. Oh, okay. Kinda caught me by surprise there a little bit. Uh-oh, are you in the chairs? I think this guy might be waiting for phantoms. I think he's healing, actually. Ah, ran out of stamina. This guy's definitely giving me the most trouble out of everybody this morning. Go on, try and heal. Whoa, I missed. GG, brother. And that was all without the buff, too. No Carthus Rouge. Ooh, we got a guts. don't think I've actually gotten to test this against an Ultra yet, so we'll see how it goes. Oof, not great. Oh, I can poise through that, nice. Oh, alright. That may not have been the best example of an Ultra, but we'll see. Ermenegilda Lewis. The other fun thing about this build is because you're using the Hall of Caestus, you can switch stances and start pairing people. Especially in the middle of a lot of action, they're not always going to expect it, which is kind of funny. Hello, Knight. What's up, dude? Yes, hello. Ooh, I've got that move too. Ow! I actually think this guy trades me. That probably should have hit me too. What? Go, go, go! Alright, that worked. There you go. So we don't have the ring on right now, but that's what it's going to feel like when you get, okay. When you get the stagger on the block. Give that guy a bat, that guy was cool. Alrighty. Victory achieved. The other place you're going to see a lot of fights is Crucifixion Woods. However, at soul level 30 you are going to get some John Wick types that just start summoning a bunch of invaders and fighting 4 people at once, and they never seem to die. I'm not that good at Dark Souls, and I don't really know how they are accomplishing that. But you are going to eventually find some big fights in Crucifixion Woods for sure. And this looks like one of them. Need to find a better seat. Oh yeah, he's summoning lots of people. Oof. Alright. don't hit. Hey! What the fuck, bro? Blowing a kiss to the crabs. Oh. Gotcha. This guy actually doesn't have very much health for somebody who wants to fight everybody. Good game, brother. Give him a second bow. That was fun. I'm gonna pretend like I don't see this guy. You don't have any health, sir. How fucking dare you? Alright, thank you everybody for watching, like and subscribe or whatever, and yeah, hope you enjoy the video. This build was a lot of fun to make, and shout out Chase the Bro for the inspiration for this one. Alright, I'm out.
I wanna ra-ra-ra, make a ra-pa-pa, bitch. Я трясу задом и задом. I wanna ra-ra-ra, make a ra-pa-pa, bitch. Я трясу задом и задом. Я хочу быть той сукой, кого хочет весь мир. Быть той сукой, кто имеет весь жир. Быть той сукой, что захватит эфир. Быть той сукой, с кого в шоке кассир.
Я есть та сука, кто имеет все money. Я та сука, которая срет деньгами. Я есть та сука, кого ты видишь в экране.
Ra-ra, я твоя мами. I wanna ra-ra-ra, make a ra-pa-pa, bitch. Я трясу задом и задом. I wanna ra-ra-ra, make a ra-pa-pa, bitch. Я трясу задом и задом.
Я гоню на Феррари, I say ра-ра-ра-ра. Шкру hello, это шмари. Да-да-да-да, bitches бла-бла-бла-бла. Мами за-за-за-за. My dog facing Snapchat, поцелуй мами за. Он хочет, чтобы я make вау-вау-вау-вау. Если я хочу это, то я плачу без нал. Я деньги не считаю, если ты не знал, bitch, если ты не знал.
I wanna ra-ra-ra, make a ra-pa-pa, bitch. Я трясу задом и задом. I wanna ra-ra-ra, make a ra-pa-pa, bitch. Я трясу задом и задом. I wanna ra-ra-ra,